A 2-pack of light-up supersonic action figures for only $30? That's kind of insane, right? Or is it just me? Let's open these up, check them out, and of course do some toy photography. Well, I went and I saw Sonic 3 this weekend, and man, let me tell you, I've never been a big Sonic fan, but this movie is incredible. This movie was so good. I could not believe how good this movie was. The action was outstanding. It was hilarious. Jim Carrey is incredible. Shadow was so cool. And I have never seen a crowd go quite as wild as the crowd went when that mid-credit scene happened. Oh my gosh, like people were going wild and it was an amazing time. And as you've probably seen on this channel and the other Sonic videos I've done, I'm really not the biggest Sonic fan. That's not because I don't love Sonic. Sonic's cool. I just didn't grow up with it. You know, I was more of a Super Nintendo family as opposed to a Sega family back in the 90s. So I just didn't have Sonic ingrained into my blood like a lot of people do. But man, nowadays, recently, I'm really loving Sonic. These movies have really gotten me into it, and these action figures are also really getting me into it. I did a video recently on the Sonic and the Shadow from the movie Sonic 3, and those figures were incredible for the price, $16, oh my goodness. And this one right here, $30 for both Super Shadow and Super Sonic. 30 bucks, and they light up. Like, look at this. They freaking light up. And they're actually pretty bright. Like, that's pretty amazing. And so Jakks Pacific, who makes these figures, man, whatever they're doing a great job because they're putting out great figures for really cheap. So to all of the Sonic fans, I am so envious of you guys because Sonic fans are eating good lately. Sonic fans are really eating good. It's honestly very exciting. So this figure, this 2-pack is a Target exclusive, I'm pretty sure. So you're gonna have to pick this guy up at Target, and let me tell you, hot tip as far as Target goes, and most apps and websites, never trust the stupid website. Never trust it. Anytime you're going on and looking to see, oh, the Sonic figures are in stock online, it says I can go in the store and pick it up. Liars. Every time I've relied on that system that says it's in stock on the website, always totally false, totally wrong. I don't know how the basis of that is created, but it's always wrong. When I was on the website, I said, oh, cool, these are in stock. Let me go and order it for pickup. And of course, my order's canceled, and I can't go and pick it up because it's not actually in stock. Like, but I did end up just ordering it online, and I got it in the mail pretty quickly. And then I went and saw it in store, in a different store, a few days later, but oh well. I'm just glad I have these. Just don't count on those pickup in store right now crap. It's always wrong. It's always wrong. Come on, Target, come on. I, of course, will have some links in the description for this and all the Sonic figures really that I can find. So I'll put them in there, don't worry. And of course, just check your local Target if you're in the US, and hopefully you will find them. So, if you've already seen Sonic 3, what did you think? Did you think it was as amazing as I did? I mean, Jim Carrey is, you know, the GOAT, literally the GOAT, and he was just as great in this movie as always. He was so funny. But yeah, a lot of the jokes were like legitimately hilarious, like really funny jokes. I'm just so impressed, and I can't wait for Sonic 4, of course, whenever the heck that one comes out. So, as far as I can tell, besides the fact that they're yellow and their hair's a little bit more spiky than usual because they're Super Saiyan, they're super. There's a couple actual differences between these figures that is, you know, different than their normal counterparts. First of all, one thing is really good. Because of the lights inside of their heads are not as heavy. You know, they hollowed out their head and made it so, you know, you had room for the light, and made it also so it was thin enough for the light to really shine through, you know? And that was good because it's cool, plus it's not so top heavy. These figures before were super top heavy, so they were so easy for them to fall over, especially Shadow. Shadow was very top heavy, very, very heavy, like a lot. He's much lighter now, which is better because it's not gonna make him fall over as easy, and you're gonna have a better time posing him up without falling over. That's a huge win. Plus they light up, duh. The other thing though that is a little bit of a downside is they have lost their butterfly joints in the shoulders. So they had to do a little bit of changing because they need to have some type of light apparatus in the chest. Obviously there's a button and everything. So they had to simplify that area a little bit. So if you look close enough, Excuse me, Supersonic. Close enough that shadow here. Look right in the armpits there. The regular shadow has these little butterfly joints in there, and the Supersonic does not have that, which is a little bit unfortunate because that was a really cool part about the posing. And you were able to really get some cool, dynamic, expression, emotive kinds of poses with it. And you do lose that in these, unfortunately. It's not a huge deal, but you do lose that in it. So I guess just heads up there. So it's a little bit of a trade-off, I guess. Other than that though, they seem like they're pretty much the same. Oh, actually no, there's another difference. The belly ab crunch joint is gone as well too. And that makes more sense because you have to simplify this area to have a button for lights. So if you've lost this joint, that joint here. So, okay, there's 3 major differences, which it makes sense to me. What do you think? Is that a big deal, not a big deal, or what? So same thing with Sonic as well. So you can see the missing little butterfly joints in there, and the joint in the hip slash ab area are both gone now, unfortunately, but I think it's a good change. There's still just a normal Supersonic figure out there too that doesn't have the light up or anything. So I imagine that's a good combination of the two. So if you see that one out in the wild, which I have not yet, I guess pick that one up too. I have not seen that one, but that would be a great, even better trade-off if you're not interested in the light up, but you just want the cool yellow super going on. To actually see how cool these lights look, I'm gonna turn these lights off, and here we go. Let's see how it looks. Honestly, it looks a little bit weird probably because of my frame rate in the camera, but they're blinking, and then they're slowly blinking, and then they're glowing and all that. And it looks good. They're pretty bright. To be honest, it's brighter than I thought they would be. I was not expecting them to be so easy to see, which is kind of cool. Sometimes when I do these lights on camera, they don't look very bright. They just don't look good. And so even on camera, they look pretty good. They definitely do. And one of the coolest parts about the lights too is their eyes glow too. Like that was clearly very intentional. So cool. And if you look on the top of the heads too, they've got the little clear little holes on the top, whatever, those little lines that also can make the light shine through a little more. It looks good. Small touches go a long way. So the only other thing I can really think of that's different than the other figures is also the expressions on their faces. The expressions are different, but I know that there's other Sonic and other figures out there too that do have different expressions on them. So I guess that's not a huge deal, but really you're getting a Super Sonic and Super Shadow, and that's the main reason you're getting these, right? I mean, that's why I'm getting them. So pretty much I do really like how the different colors of yellow they both have. Obviously that's kind of, I think, the way they look in the movie, just to differentiate them as characters. You know, he's got more of a lemon yellow, he's got more of a golden yellow, and I think that's cool. So that was a smart choice. I wonder why Shadow's hair doesn't spike up quite so much like Sonic's does. Still able to get, great poses and everything with these guys, all of that same things you would want to get from these figures, which is great. But I'm quite curious, are there any other differences between these and the regular figures that I'm missing? It seems like I've pretty much hit all the major things. Please let me know if there's something else I'm missing. I would love to know, because I feel like that's really it. I feel like I've hit all the differences. Hey, so how big are these blokes? They're, what, 5 inches? Little over 5 with that spiky hair Sonic's got, so very nice. Almost a 6-inch figure. Didn't really realize that. Close enough. And so as far as comparing goes, I have compared these guys already. Definitely make sure to check out the video I did on these guys. It was a lot of fun. Great toy photography, really what I thought. So definitely enjoyed these guys, but that's, same kind of comparison there. So if you still wanted to compare it to, this is the Nendoroid, which I did a video on this figure too. And then this is one of the older Jakks Pacific figures, which I think you can still find. He's much cheaper. This is only like a $12 figure, but if you are interested in the comparison, there you go. And also, just for fun, here he is compared to like an SH Figuarts Super Mario. They don't really scale that well, actually, but if you were interested in doing some kind of Super Smash Brothers kind of thing, there you go. He probably would scale better with the Nendoroid or maybe the smaller Jakks one. Plus, it's a different kind of art style. It makes more sense to do it with probably the Nendoroid. Anyway, hey, well, W or L with these guys? Are we giving them a W or an L? Well, it's only $30 for a 2-pack of figures that light up. So that's pretty awesome. I did kind of notice though, as I was posing them, I was missing some of the other articulation. Like I was kind of missing the shoulders. And I also noticed one other thing too, and you don't have any, because in this one you can move the head back and forth a little bit, and these ones you can't. You can only twist, so that's another thing I missed. Even despite, you know, you're missing some articulation, obviously you're sacrificing that for the lights. That's the whole point, and that's okay. So I'm gonna give it a W. I think it's an easy W. They're so cool, plus just the fact that you're getting 30 bucks for 2 figures that are this good. Total W, right? Come on, total W. Well, I definitely got to do some kind of toy photography with these guys. Definitely accentuating their light upness and Super Saiyan Sonic shadow stuff. You know, it is snowing outside though. It's kind of tough in the winter, but I think I'll figure something out. Let's go and take a shot. All right, well, we're inside my house still, but we're shooting in a little bit of a different location. We're in my living room right now. And so my goal for this photo is I'm having Shadow and Supersonic running across my table. There's some video game stuff on here. I don't own any Sega stuff, so I can't put a Sega controller on my table in the shot. Would be very nice, and I'm sure there'll be plenty of comments saying, oh, should have put a Sega. It's fine. And please let the comments come. I appreciate them all. But I'm gonna be doing some light painting like I did in my last video with these guys, but instead of using red and blue light painting, I'm gonna be using some yellow and white, and they're gonna be running across my table, jumping over my switch and all that stuff, and it's gonna be pretty cool, and it's gonna be pretty much exactly the way I did the photo in the last one, except for I'm inside, switching the lights up a little bit, and that's really it. So essentially how light painting works is if you have a shutter speed that's very slow on your camera, it's gonna look a whole lot different in a second when I turn the lights off, but my shutter speed's at 6 seconds right now, which is very long. Taking 6 seconds to take one photo is a very long shutter speed. And so during that 6 seconds, if I take a light like this and kind of move it around, it'll capture all of the movement in the photo while I'm taking the picture. And it looks really cool, and it looks like kind of a special effect, like it's a digital crazy effect, but no, it's totally practical. So let me turn my light off and show you an example of how it'll look like. So right now it's totally dark. You can barely see them in camera. Totally dark, can barely see them at all. There they are. And so if I take the photo right here with my remote, it's taking the photo right now. I have 6 seconds to move this around while, okay, there it goes. And so this is what the photo came out like. See, all the movement in the thing showed up, everything I was doing. So I'm basically just gonna be doing that a bunch of times until I get a bunch of really cool lines and stuff, and I'm gonna edit them all together. I'm also gonna take a few of them with the lights on the figures. The figures are a little bit bright with the lights on, so it kind of screws up a little bit of what I've got going on with the other lighting, but that's okay. I'm still gonna do it anyway. And figure something out. I do have a whole entire tutorial on how to do this yourself, and I have a little bit more detail in the other video too, and I'll have those linked in the description. If you want to check those out, there's a whole lot more information on how to do light painting in those videos, and it's so easy to do, and it's so cool, so definitely check those out if you want to give it a try. But that's pretty much it. I'm gonna go and give it a shot. All the materials I'm using, like these LEDs, I've got some yellow ones there. I'll have that linked in the description also if you want to pick this stuff up so you can do it yourself with these guys. It's gonna be awesome. So let's just go ahead and take the shot. So there definitely is a little bit of a trade-off with these figures. You're trading away some of the articulation to get some cool lights and that kind of thing. And honestly, it's okay. I think it's pretty cool. Actually, the fact that the heads are not so heavy is a huge plus. So these figures are still amazing either way. And the price, you can't beat it. You really can't beat it. If you did enjoy the video, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel. And this photo, of course, will be posted up onto Instagram, and to TikTok, and to Twitter.
Links to all of those platforms, if you want to follow my work over there, are in the link in the description of this video. And as always, thank you so much for getting this far into the video and making it a part of your day. And I hope to see you in the next one.